don't pass as a Johnny. You just don't look like a Johnny to me.
Yeah.
You ever met anybody named Johnny?
Jonathan.
Jonathan, no Johnny. Uh, all St. Louis all the time. Other stories making headlines around the country. The water cooler talk, the entertainment, the charities, the good times, the highs, the lows, the whatever, the all in between here in St. Louis. We get you up every morning, Monday through Friday, 6 to 8 a.m. This is Art City Now. 855 282 8255. We are your Lou information station. We are live and on demand at louinfo.com. Do we have a show Christmas Eve? Do you know?
Let me check. I don't think so.
Okay, I didn't know if we not. Just letting you know, we got a couple days here. One of the guests today, you don't want to miss it. Gretchen Minges is going to be in. She's one of the co-owners of property downtown on the Landing that is sold out and doing extremely well. That's right. Right in the old Landing. A lot of Cardinals have lived there and still live there. She's going to join us at 7:30 to talk about the investment that her and Brian Minges had put in downtown, the other partners, and just how well that has gone, how it's been difficult. You got to have help when you do things of that nature when it comes to security and safety from the city and so forth. But I'm just telling you, might surprise you to how well they have done downtown, which is fantastic. That's the good news. The bad news, and things come and go, bars especially. But after 11 years, Wheelhouse is closing downtown. You may have heard that word. They're going to have a New Year's Eve bash and then move from that standpoint. But they were certainly a super popular place for a long time. Ryan and I talk about the city and things of that nature. You don't see a ton of hustle and bustle. You live there. That's unfortunate. We wish that was the case, but it is what it is right now. And we talk about all those issues here. It's a big Monday because it's the bragging rights game. Mizzou, Illinois tonight. Certainly there have been games in the past that have had a lot more intrigue, a lot more hype, anticipation, build up, excitement. But it's still Mizzou, Illinois. The traditional game, marking Christmas time, marking the holiday season. Illinois is ranked 18th coming into the game. They are 8-3. They've certainly had a tough schedule. Missouri 10-2 has not had a tough schedule, but lost to the two teams that have a shot to make the NCAA tournament. This is a huge opportunity for Mizzou. Illinois doesn't need this win to make the tournament. They don't. Missouri does. We can make a lot of people feel a whole lot better with the victory tonight. The spread on this game is minus 8.5 points, which is a big total when you consider it's a rivalry game and the close games that they have played in the past. The Fighting Illini favored by 8.5 over Dennis Gates and the Missouri Tigers. You can jump in and talk about that as well. Hey, by the way, Ryan, I was told the other day, hey, why don't you guys send, we used to get updates in the morning letting us know that your show's coming on. Meaning, hey, join Art City Now. He's like, I don't get that anymore. How do we change that or do that? And why were people getting those updates before, but they don't now?
I don't know. I still post it.
So he's like, yeah, I always used to get that, but I don't get.
Yeah, I still post a quote. Maybe.
So if you post it, what does that do?
Like, I don't know. It depends on like their phone. Like if they have no post notifications on.
You think that's what it is?
It could be.
I'm just curious. I was throwing that out there for people, and that I was asked. I was like, what? I don't know. I don't think we changed anything.
No, I still do the quotes every.
And he's like, yeah, he's like, I haven't seen as many people jumping on there, and I'm wondering if it's because they're not getting the reminder updates in the morning. And I'm like, okay, I'll check with producer Ryan. I'm sure it could be your phone. It could be something else, but I'll see if I can figure it out. I don't know. I said, I'm clueless. Got to figure that thing out. Also, 6:10 on this Monday morning. Merry Christmas, a little early, but it is a Merry Christmas week. You got plans this weekend. Where do you guys go? What do you do? What kind of traditions do you have? If you guys do anything or like to be outdoors, my, oh my, what a week it's going to be when it comes to the temps. And I get up, I look on the local newsstand, the channels, the websites, I see temperatures. Then I look at my app on my phone and they're different. I'm like, what the hell's going on? My app says 52 today. Channel 4 said 55. Tomorrow it says 59 on my app. Channel 4 says 64. Wednesday, 63 on my app. Channel 4, 69. Thursday, 67 on my app. 75 on Channel 4. So you get what I'm saying. But at the end of the day, regardless, how about those temperatures? I mean, if you're getting above 70 for Christmas, it's arguably the warmest Christmas ever. That's what we could reach. That's what kind of week we have right now. That's how warm it's supposed to be. And it feels warm in the studio this morning as well.
I don't know if they're talking about. He could be talking about this, maybe.
Yeah, just reminding him. No, on Facebook.
Oh, Facebook?
Yeah, he says he doesn't get those anymore. We used to get them on Facebook to join the Facebook stream.
Yeah, I never really posted on Facebook. But...
Now, is it because you post, you think? Or is it just because people are set up?
I don't know. I've
okay.
Never done
I don't. I'm clueless.
Now I'm clueless.
It just popped in my brain. I was like, and if anybody gets those or doesn't get those and you're listening, let us know. That'd be great. Jumping on Facebook, X, and YouTube at Arch City Now. And let us know, because sometimes people will be like, well, I can't hear and everything's fine. And it's something technical on your side. So let us know. We appreciate it. Like I said, Monday, December 22nd. Christmas Eve in just 2 days. The end of the year coming up at the end of next week. We're here Monday through Friday, 6 to 8 a.m. Hot Take Central follows us each day. Cam Jansen, Jim the Cat Hayes. The MIZ STL show today as well from 10 to 11. Grant Salzman, myself, promoting and getting you set for the bragging rights game tonight. Mizzou, Illinois. Also, when you start to look at some of the other things that are going on, you've got, and just a wild week, because Mondays, it seems like there's lots of sports to talk about. And there are a lot of sports issues. However, there's other news stories today as well. The NFL, another interesting day yesterday. You got 49ers, the Colts tonight. A huge game with a lot of impact. Phillip Rivers for the Colts. And then, of course, the 49ers trying to keep pace and do what they need to do. They could still win the division, ironically, with some of those things that are going on. Another just unfortunate incident where you have officials dictating calls. And I'm not talking about the last call in the Lions game yesterday with the Steelers. It was the second to last play. They scored a touchdown. It was called back. They said they ran a pick. The problem with the play was the fact that if it's within 1.5 yards, it can't be a pick. The officials blew it big time. The play happened within 1 yard, not 1.5 yards. Replay shows it, and that's where you go. So you just hate to see these officials being so bad this year in so many games. I mean, they're brutal. They really are. I would say they're arguably the worst officials in any sport, the NFL officials. They're brutal. Sorry. If you know somebody that's an official, fantastic. Have them call the show. We'll talk with them. But they're brutal. Too many brutal times. Too many brutal times that they dictate calls in games. So you had that going on. Cardinals make a trade over the weekend. We can get in that. Their trading partner seems to be the Boston Red Sox. I guess it would make sense with Heinblum's history. Wilson Contreras, no longer a Cardinal. Who's next? We'll get into that. The Chiefs today, the Chiefs lost. That's how fast things fall apart when you don't have anything to play for. So the Chiefs go to Tennessee and lose. Gardner Minshew The backup quarterback, they think tears his ACL. So they're down to a third string quarterback. Alukuban, I'd never even heard of the guy. He was the third string quarterback. So it's like things have gone from bad to worse for the Chiefs. Not that it mattered after they couldn't make the playoffs after last week. But they are taking center stage today because the Chiefs could be going to Kansas, their new stadium. The Kansas legislature is voting. They are really putting together some massive packages and intent to keep or to get the Chiefs to build in Kansas near Overland Park and get them out of Missouri. Missouri's putting together a package as well. I just don't know if it's going to be as good as the Kansas legislative package that they're putting together today. They're meeting. That's the biggest news going on with the Chiefs these days after the successful knee surgery that Patrick Mahomes had. We'll get into that. SLU basketball with another big win yesterday, but big win by score points. But they don't play anybody. They have a super easy schedule. And that's what I'm saying. They've just got to beat who they can beat now and beat them as good as they can. Very good team. Just an easy schedule. Also, are AI teachers better than humans? One school says absolutely they are. Kids are doing better being taught by AI than humans. That's very controversial. But if data and facts are showing that kids are scoring higher on testing after being taught by teachers from AI instead of human teachers, could that be a thing in the future? I'm just saying it almost brings that college-esque atmosphere to the high school side. Lectures, learning from AI and so forth. I mean, you can't knock it till you try it. I think I would much rather have a human than AI. But if AI is getting the job done, I don't know, man. I don't know. You got to think about it. The Powerball is back tonight. Fourth largest drawing ever right now, sitting at $1.6 billion. Nobody won the other night. Other news that's out there. And then if this wasn't enough, all of these headlines that we're talking about, you've also got the Blues tonight. That's right, the Blues in action as well. They are in Florida finishing up their 2-game road trip. They're in Tampa. That after they blew out Florida the other night, they exploded in the third period. They won 6-2. So tonight, they're at Tampa, 6 p.m. start time. One of those ESPN Plus games before they have the Christmas break week off. They come back to Enterprise Saturday night on the 27th. That's this Saturday against Nashville. That's also when Mizzou plays their bowl game that night, the 27th. So you've got that all together. Those situations are all set. The Blues now just a few points out of the last playoff spot. That's how fast things can turn in a very congested NHL, one in which there's a lot of parity. You have some dominant teams at the top, but after that, you've got a league that's kind of all muddled together. And then you're like, okay, what do we do? And then a strange occurrence yesterday as well in a football game when Pittsburgh receiver DK Metcalf could not control himself. Now, we know he's not exactly all there. I mean, he's shown that in the past. But he went to yell at a fan who was egging him on, calling him by his real name, Kalen, which he didn't like. Hey, suck it up, Metcalf. I mean, what? I mean, how childish are you? So Metcalf goes over to the fan, has words with him, grabs him, and punches him.
Wait, what?
He should have been suspended from the game, but this is another reason why the NFL is a farce. The NFL is a joke, and we all follow it, or a lot of us do, which shows you us. I love football. I can't stand the NFL's officiating. I can't stand their scripts, and I can't stand these things that happen. Everybody all they had to do was call down the NFL front office, their officiating, and show them, hey, DK Metcalf is over on the side punching a fan. It should have been a penalty. He should have been kicked out of the game. He was not. Because the NFL sucks and their officiating sucks and they can't get anything straight. They suck. The NFL does. I love football, love the NFL, but it's a joke. It's a farce. The joke is on us as Americans for what they do. So now DK, he'll be suspended. He'll be fined. I mean, he should be suspended the rest of the season. He should never play a game for the Steelers again this year. You don't go into the stands and punch fans. Even if a fan is trying to egg you on by calling you Decalen. No cuss words, Decalen. But the problem is so many times we put athletes on pedestals, and we shouldn't. Professional athletes, college athletes are no better than anybody else. I was a college one. I covered professional athletes most of my life. They're no better than us. And in some cases, they're worse. I'm sorry. It's a fact. But they're also human, and they're going to have emotions. And when you have guys who can't control their emotions like DK Metcalf, who are like big babies and been spoiled for most of their life, they can't handle it. So he went and punched the guy. So now he's going to be sued, and he is going to pay a price because he didn't like somebody calling him Decalen. Hey, getting reamed by fans are not fun, but it's part of it. I go back to college. We were playing at Oklahoma State, right? And these guys were all over me. All over. No cuss words. But when you play at Oklahoma State, their stadium seats are like literally right on top of you. And there are several stadiums like this in the country. And they just kept calling me the biggest fat ass out there all game long. Would not leave me alone. So they pick out one person, and it was my day. And you know what? If you acknowledge them and laugh about it or go with it, it's fine. But if you show you're pissed or angry, you're just going to get it more. I mean, you're going to get it more. And that's exactly, I guess, what happened to Decalen Metcalf. And then you have Mike Tomlin, who I used to respect until yesterday. Well, I don't know. I don't know what happened. I'll get it. It's like, come on, Mike. Come on, dude. I'm like, okay. So it is what it is. That happened yesterday. So we'll get into anything and everything that you guys want to talk about. Like, subscribe, share the show. Let us know what you're up to. It is a Christmas holiday week in St. Louis. What kind of traditions do you and the family have? Do you have some other really cool places to go to? All those things wide open for you. And of course, we'll let you know our schedule for the week here, not only for Arch City Now, but for the Lou Information Network. Because as we say, we were always live and on demand at louinfo.com. The weather today, around 55. It's going to be a beautiful day. Yesterday was a little colder, but now we have a week's worth of warm weather. And you can't complain about that. Gotta love it, enjoy it, get outside. It's not every year that we have weather like this that we're getting now. And of course, we'll enjoy it. Other stories coming up today. And this is interesting. Jim Beam, the bourbon whiskey, says it's halting its production at its main site in Kentucky for all of next year, for a full year. They say they're going to use the time to take an opportunity to invest in site enhancements, but some trade situations around the world have made it a little bit more difficult for them to do business. Bourbon drinking is down. There's an excess amount of it in stores all across America. And people in general were drinking less and less hard liquor, believe it or not. Had no idea until I saw that. So for an entire year, Jim Beam stopping production. That's kind of a big deal. In October, a few months ago, the Kentucky Distillers Association, their trade body, said that the amount of bourbon in warehouses across the state was at a record high of more than 16 million barrels. That's insane. So they said that much of the expansion over the last decade has been geared towards global growth. So when you're talking about trying to increase and go through global, and then you have trade wars going on, that can affect sales. So there Jim Beam sits. And we will wait and see. Also, if you want to get into it, the college football playoff had their first weekend of games. And, no real surprises. Not at all. I mean, Alabama beat Oklahoma. That was a 9 beating an 8, and I'm not trying to be silly or funny, but myself and my other guys that know football knew that Alabama was going to win that. And we told people. And then when you really do it, you bet on it. And then you win or you wager. And that's what happened with a lot of the Faust. Because anybody that knows anything about football knows that Alabama was going to win. There's some jokers out there who they had 3 losses and they shouldn't be. I was like, they played an extra game. They had more big wins than any other team in America. Well, they have 3 losses. They shouldn't be in instead of Notre Dame. Notre Dame did not do enough to be better than Miami or Alabama. And, oh, yeah, by the way, both won. So, end of story. Now, Notre Dame's argument for all the crybabies and their Golden Domers who were crying and whining over the year, your argument should be that the playoff is broke because they let teams like Tulane and James Madison. Those were joke games. Listen, they're nice programs. They are. But they're not playoff-ready teams. And where you decide and you see what you have and you don't have, it's in the trenches. When I watch those games, it's the big boys up front. It's the O-line, it's the D-line, the men. Where games are won and lost is the biggest difference when you look at those teams. They don't have the bodies, and they don't have enough of the bodies. And one of the reasons Missouri's become so competitive in the SEC and did so over the past few years is because they've got the bodies. You got to have the bigs. Hopefully the college football playoff will get this figured out. Because it's not like basketball. And then I heard somebody say before, well, you got to have all representation with. No, you don't. You put the best in. You don't have 68 teams to choose from. And as my basketball friend over here, Ryan, knows, and we've talked about, it's different in basketball.
Way different.
Than it is in football. It's not even the same animal. You can't bring a team from mid-level or lower D1 and compete against the big dog. You just can't. There's 11 positions. The most important team game known to man, where all 11 are important on a play. You got to have that big You just got to have the guys there. You don't, in basketball, you can change with a few players. Can't do it. Can't do it in football. So please, college football playoff, stop letting these teams in just because we don't know about that was a waste of time. Tulane and James Madison did not belong there. And we are now dumber for what we had to witness. It was a waste of freaking time. Yeah, Oregon scored in the first 5 drives of a game against JMU. Now, JMU scored some touchdowns late to try to make it interesting to cover a spread, but they were never in that game. Come on. And Tulane got beat worse by an Ole Miss team that were putting together patchwork coaching staff. It's like it was a joke. Absolute joke. So it is what it is. We're off and rolling on a Monday. Glad you guys are with us. If you want to call, you can. The phone number is 855-282-8255. We are your Lou Information Station. We are live and on demand at louinfo.com. Producer Rise here. I'm Vic Faust. We're Arch City now. You can also jump in on X, Facebook, and YouTube, live stream the show, and chat as well. We'll take a quick break. We'll come back more and break down some of these stories right after this. You're listening to Arch City Now.
St. Louis, meet your new daily companion, the Lou Information Station app. Listen live anywhere, anytime with one click. Dive into live or on-demand content. It's the fastest way to stay connected to the conversations that matter in the Lou. Just search Lou Information Station in the App Store or Google Play and download it free today. The Lou Information Station app. Crystal clear St. Louis talk 24/7.
You've been strong for everyone else, but let me ask you, who is strong for you? I am Jennifer Bardot, radio personality, author, and publisher, and the founder of Grit Association, which stands for Growth, Resilience, Intention, and Tenacity. What is grit? Grit is a movement, a sisterhood, a space where ambitious women grow, lead, and thrive. This isn't just leadership. This is transformation. Grit is your circle of fire, where comfort zones get shattered, where stories become power, and the next level becomes your new normal. From our 7 international anthologies that elevate women's voices to my radio show, Elevate and Lead, on the Lou Information Station, everything we do is about your rising, your voice, your power, your people. Are you ready? Join Grit. For more information, visit mygritcommunity.com. That's mygritcommunity.com.
LouInfo.com news headlines. Brought to you by Brown and Crouppen, 222-2222.
Your LouInfo.com news report. 9 states have already eliminated their state income tax, and Missouri lawmakers are considering joining them. They would have to work out how to replace billions in lost revenue. The proposal is expected to take center stage in the upcoming legislative session. St. Louis police are asking for the public's help in a hit and run that killed a St. Louis bicyclist. 62-year-old Craig Harris was hit near Union Boulevard and Brown Avenue as he was riding southbound. Police recovered broken pieces from a white vehicle, but have not identified a suspect. Anyone with information should call St. Louis Metro Police or Crime Stoppers. The Gateway Arch Park Foundation, which manages Gateway Arch National Parks, Philanthropy, and Conservancy, is looking to expand across the river into East St. Louis. The $380 million renovation finished in 2018 included bridging I-44 with the park, and an environmental study is underway for the potential expansion now. For the Lou Information Station, streaming 24/7 at louinfo.com and the free Lou Info app, I'm Jen Austin.
Now, LouInfo.com weather. Presented by STL Sports Central. St. Louis sports. Anytime, anywhere.
Here's your LouInfo.com weather update. Just a few clouds today and fairly mild. We'll be hitting the mid-50s. Overnight, some clouds, at least in the evening, but we'll clear up after midnight. We're in the mid-40s, and then we have warmer high pressure moving in on Tuesday. Sunny in mid-60s, mix of sunny clouds Wednesday and Christmas Day. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton for the Lou Information Station, streaming 24/7 at louinfo.com and the free Lou Info app.
Tune in each week as STL Sports Central, the Lou Information Station, and the Too Many Men on the Mic podcast present the Mid-States Club Hockey Association Game of the Week. Brought to you by Mattingly Lumber, Vantage Credit Union, Chicken and Pickle, and by the Watson Private Wealth Group at Stifel.
The choice of a lawyer is an important decision. It should not be based solely on advertisements.
Not sure how to get a lawyer after an accident? Call Brown and Crouppen. We'll walk you through it. Worried it'll cost too much? Here's a fact. At Brown and Crouppen, you pay nothing up front, and we never get paid unless you do. When you're our client, you'll have all your questions answered, all for free. Hurt? Get the facts and help you need. Call Brown and Crouppen now.
You've been strong for everyone else, but let me ask you, who is strong for you? I am Jennifer Bardot, radio personality, author, and publisher, and the founder of Grit Association, which stands for Growth, Resilience, Intention, and Tenacity. What is grit? Grit is a movement, a sisterhood, a space where ambitious women grow, lead, and thrive. This isn't just leadership. This is transformation. Grit is your circle of fire, where comfort zones get shattered, where stories become power, and the next level becomes your new normal. From our 7 international anthologies that elevate women's voices to my radio show, Elevate and Lead, on the Lou Information Station, everything we do is about your rising, your voice, your power, your people. Are you ready? Join Grit. For more information, visit mygritcommunity.com. That's mygritcommunity.com.
The Earl Austin Experience with Earl Austin Jr. Saturday mornings from 9 to 11. Brought to you by Fast Track Auto Transport, St. Louis's go-to company for all your vehicle transport needs. Visit ftautotrans.com or call 636-677-9004. Back to more of Arch City Now with Vic Faust on the Lou Information Station. Streaming 24/7 at louinfo.com.
Hey guys, welcome back in. Happy Monday, December 22nd. We are Arch City Now. We're here today, tomorrow, and Christmas Eve, Wednesday morning. We're off Thursday and Friday. So we're glad you're with us today, as always. Like, subscribe, share the show. Jump in with us. Let's talk. Kids are on vacation. From most of the kids, at least I know, are, when it comes from everything that's going on with the Christmas break and college kids being back in town. You say it. It's one of the best times of the year. And it's also basketball bragging rights game. It's Monday. You get the bragging rights game going on tonight. FS1, 7 p.m. My huge basketball fan, Rye. Have you had a chance to watch much Missouri or Illinois this year?
No, I like watching teams play big-time teams, and Mizzou doesn't play big-time teams, so I don't really watch them. I watch a lot of Syracuse if I do have the time, or if I want to watch, I'll watch Florida. I do watch SLU, though. So
What? But you just talked out of both sides of your mouth.
yeah, but I like
SLU's schedule is
it's
terrible.
but at least it's a higher ranked strength of schedule than Mizzou, and it's
Is it really right now?
yes, and it's actually at least SLU, like a lot of people that I know cover SLU, so I watch them because like my friends cover SLU, Rockio covers SLU, so it's kind of like, ooh, I'll watch SLU. I watch High Point University.
High Point. What? Where the hell did that come from?
Yeah, my friend has ESPN Plus, so he just plays like High Point University, and like they have Rob Martin and Cam Fletcher who used to play here in St. Louis. So
What do you mean play here in St. Louis? In high school or?
yeah, high school.
Okay.
And they like one went to Kentucky. If you remember back in the day when Calipari was a coach, and there was a guy like crying on the bench back in the day.
I don't remember back in the day.
Well, he also dated Andrew Reese too.
Oh.
so like we just watch him play High Point now every now and then.
Yeah, I was gonna say I don't know who that is. I'm like,
Yeah, he played at Bashan. He was pretty high ranked coming out of high school.
yeah, I was going down. I was trying to look at some of the strengths of schedules of some of these teams. Illinois, by the way, they played the 8th highest strength of schedule in the country.
Shout out Illinois.
So they're 8th. They're 8-3. And they're also, I think, what was it, 8.5 point favorites tonight against Missouri. So it's the biggest basketball game of the year in the state every year. Half the arena black and gold, half the arena orange and blue. And it's just a fun time. Now, just because one team's favored doesn't mean that they're going to win. There are so many twists and turns and have been in this series for a long time. And it's also fun just to go downtown. The weather's going to be pretty good. And this is what's interesting for you, buddy. I put you on the spot. Missouri strength of schedule, 97th.
Wait, it can get higher throughout the season?
Yeah, depending. No, it's who you've played to that point in time.
Oh, I thought they started off with like the worst strength of schedule or something.
Who they had played at that point in time.
Oh, but now that they're going into SEC play.
Well, because they also played Notre Dame, and then they played Kansas. And those are two teams that were far better than anybody SLU has played. Far better. And Stanford's the best team that SLU has played to and lost. And Stanford's proving not to be that good. SLU's strength of schedule, 98. How about that? So Mizzou at 97. SLU's at 98. Literally right there, neck and neck.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, though.
And then Missouri's strength of schedule is going to catapult way, way, way higher after they play Illinois tonight, who's ranked 18th, by the way, in the country. But the bragging rights game, it's just a great, great time. It really is. So fun. I haven't been in a while. It's a great time. I wish that Missouri had a better team than what they do. But, they're underdogs. No pressure. If they lose, they were supposed to. If they somehow win, all of a sudden you've got a team that's on the uprise. So that should be interesting. I don't know. I may like Missouri in their points tonight. Illinois has been injured. They haven't been playing as great as they can, but they've played such a tough schedule. Like I just said, the 8th toughest schedule in the country to date. There's Missouri down there. SIU has a 95th strength of schedule so far. SIU's played a tougher strength of schedule than both SLU and Mizzou. Stanford, by the way, SLU's only loss, has the 100th ranked strength of schedule. SLU's got to schedule better. They do. They got to play some other teams. I mean, because unless they win their conference, they're probably not going to the NCAA tournament. They've got to. They've got to just schedule more difficult. And I know they're blowing everybody out, and they did yesterday again. But you gotta schedule a little bit better. SLU and Mizzou both need to schedule better. And they need to get that game scheduled for the two. Come on, Laird. I don't care if you say, well, we're supposed to beat SLU if we do, and if we lose, then who cares? Go play them. They used to play the game, and it was terrific. Loved it. Find a way, get it done, so we can all enjoy some better basketball. So bragging rights game, Enterprise tonight, downtown. Always a good time. The college atmosphere, the Christmas break, the energy. You're not going to freeze your arse off walking to the game or coming back in. Actually get into the city and have some good times down there. You're young. Have you ever heard of Wheelhouse downtown?
Yes.
You ever been into Wheelhouse?
I went to Wheelhouse 2 times when my friends from college came down here. It was all right. I do have some friends that she told me to come down to Wheelhouse. I still have not came to Wheelhouse since. I don't really know.
Better hurry up.
Yeah, I heard that it's closing, but
11-year run, man.
I'm going to the last one though. I'll go to the last
No, you won't. You know what it is?
What?
It's New Year's Eve night.
Yeah, I know.
You may hit it.
Yeah, I'll hit it on the last hoorah. I know that it's on New Year's Eve night. I don't think I'm doing anything that night. So I'll do the last hoorah. Maybe it's like a 40% chance. 30%.
Yeah,
maybe 25. It's going down.
Places come, places go. Wheelhouse at one point was super popular. And not all that long ago, but it's a massive place. It's a big place. But you don't have businesses coming into the city. You have businesses leaving the city. And that's a fact. It's a fact. And you didn't have as many people going out for Cardinals games last year. Who knows why they're leaving? I mean, maybe it has something else to do besides business, but if you're making money, you're not closing up shop. Usually that's the case. I don't know what it's going to be, but Wheelhouse officially going to close its doors with a big bash New Year's Eve party. So from their Facebook page, they put out a statement posted on Saturday. It says, "Thank you for an unforgettable run. We are endlessly grateful to everyone who walked through our doors the last 11 years and made Wheelhouse what it was." They did not give any specific reason for the closing. But, it's right near Busch Stadium. It's on Spruce Street. Great location. Blues crowds, Cardinals crowds. They also said, quote, "To our St. Louis community, thank you for supporting a locally owned business and creating an energy that was truly unmatched. The friendships and shared moments will stay with us forever." So here's their schedule remaining. They're going to open for a limited number of nights over the next few weeks. So you've got next Friday and Saturday and New Year's Eve. That's it. So the 26th, the 27th, and then December 31st. By the way, you do need to buy tickets for the New Year's Eve party. What do you give me that look for? Well, you think you're just going to roll up?
What?
Dude.
Man, I'm thinking I'm just going to be able to slide through. It is the last day. Man,
So they've got tickets required for the New Year's Eve party.
how much?
Well, if you go to the link on the Fox 2 website, you can do, or you just go to Wheelhouse. If you go to wheelhousestl.com, that's where you can get your tickets. And let's see. I'm looking to see where you can purchase the tickets. I'm on the website and I'm like, I thought it would be a lot easier to find where I could purchase the tickets. And I can't even find it. So
Yeah, I'm on their site right now. I don't see
if you tell me where you can buy tickets, you let me know, because right now I feel computer illiterate when it comes to purchasing tickets. It's like, where are the tickets for the New Year's Eve bash? I'm trying to buy my tickets. I don't see it.
Party establishment.
You found it under party establishment?
No.
Okay. Yeah, great radio and podcasting here. Sorry, guys.
Yeah, we apologize. But
Huh. Yeah, couldn't find it. Anyway, or you can call them, get your tickets. Maybe they sold out already. Maybe they don't want you going. I don't know. I'm just like, where the hell is it? So anyway, you got that party coming up. New Year's Eve. You can go this weekend, this Friday, Saturday, or after. But that's what you've got now. And that was a place that was having some success downtown. But not anymore. Just not happening with Wheelhouse closing. And I'd been there a few times. There's good memories there. And you hate to see places have to close up shop. But that's kind of what's happening. And I know that the new St. Louis Entertainment District and the security is getting underway now with mounted policemen on horse around that area, which is encompassing the riverfront and Union Station and the soccer stadium, all the way over to the America Center, the Dome, downtown around the Arch. You just hope that you can get more people going down, because our guest coming up in the 7:30 hour has some success going on. Gretchen Minges, a real estate professional with Advantis Development Group. I mean, they've redeveloped projects down on Laclede's Landing, and the places are really nice. And they're booked with tenants. They're currently pursuing a $300 million project to transform the vacant AT&T Tower into a vertical city, which would have 306 apartments, modern office space, retail, hotel. So there's just a lot of really good that's going on in this area. I'm very surprised, but they've had to deal with a lot too. You need your city politicians to work with you as well. And they're starting to get more of that. So Gretchen Minges will join us live in the studio just after 7:30 today to talk about that project and some of the things that are happening. So there is good. There are positives. Maybe just not enough when we hear about Wheelhouse closing up shop as well. We love to promote anything and everything that's happening throughout the St. Louis area. And of course, that's why we always say, let us know what's going on. Promote, let us know. And we'll get that out there for you. We are Arch City now. We're here Monday through Friday from 6 to 8 a.m. Except this week, we will not be here Christmas. That's Thursday and the day after Christmas. We'll have shows 3 days this week. And then come back Monday, Tuesday. And then what'd you say for that? The programming is we'll be off New Year's Day. And then the day after New Year's, right? Okay. You can jump in with the phone as well, 855-282-8255. We are your Lou information station. And we are live and on demand at louinfo.com. So we wish the owners of Wheelhouse the best. They've all had side projects as well, where they have come and done some really good things. Okay. Do you care about what's happening with the Kansas City Chiefs right now and whether they're in Missouri or not? Because Kansas lawmakers today are posed to vote on a proposal that could legitimately lure the Chiefs back over into Kansas and away from Arrowhead Stadium. So, Chiefs owner Clark Hunt and other team officials are going to be there today. So if they pass this, the Kansas legislature, the Chiefs could move very quickly in announcing plans to depart the 53-year-old Arrowhead Stadium for a brand new stadium complex that could cost $2 billion. $2 billion. So what they're called is star bonds. They'd be issued to cover 70%. That is crazy. 70% of the overall cost of that $2 billion project. They would be paid off with state sales and liquor tax revenues generated in a defined area. So the same bonding process that's been used before. That's how they built the Kansas Speedway, which has been super successful for them. The surrounding shopping entertainment district known as the Legends. That is an area where the future stadium for the Chiefs is most likely to be built. The area is also home to Children's Mercy Park. That's where Sporting Kansas City, the Major League Soccer team, plays its home matches as well. It's pretty interesting. If you get an area or a district where you have a lot of the sports teams playing, it can also help as well. I saw it happen in Detroit, and I've talked about it before. You built a brand new arena which houses hockey and NBA, so NHL, and so you've got the Red Wings and the Pistons. And by the way, the Pistons already had a paid-off facility out in Auburn Hills, about 35, 40 minutes away. But they decided to come and be a part of a revitalization of downtown. So then you had the Lions just a little short distance away and the Tigers. So you have all four sports teams coming together like in a little couple block area. That's what we can. It'd be great to have that in St. Louis. Obviously, we don't have NBA and we don't have football, but at least we've got soccer and baseball down there. We got hockey kind of in that area. So it's a start. So I understand where they would want to put this facility, but 70% paid for with bonds. Wow. That may be too, and it's all about money. These are businesses. Yeah, they want to win, but these are billionaires who want to make money, and you want to continue to make billions of dollars. Would that make you like the Chiefs less if they left the state of Missouri, like 25 minutes away, 30 minutes away? I don't think so. If they weren't a Missouri team anymore, does it matter? Or does it matter to get Patrick Mahomes back healthy, his knee rocking and rolling? Get a new tight end. Because you know Travis Kelce's not coming back, right? He can't be coming back.
One more year? I don't know.
I don't know.
Years?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if he's coming back or not. Chiefs are going to have to regroup. Obviously, now they're in a situation with their backup Gardner Minshew, I think, tore his knee ligament as well yesterday. On to their third-string quarterback, losing on the road to the Titans. But that's all right. It's a reset off season for the Chiefs because they still have a lot of talent. They still have Patrick Mahomes. So things can't be that bad for the team. At least that's for sure. All right, still to come, we'll talk about the Cardinals trade over the weekend. Blues in action tonight. Mizzou, Illinois basketball bragging rights going on. Plans for the holiday week. The weather is fantastic. We're talking about some historic heat. Jump in, whatever you guys want to talk about. And, of course, 7:30, Gretchen Minges with Advantis to talk about what's happening down on the riverfront and some super success stories that her group has put together. It's unbelievable. It needs to be talked about, and that's what we do here on Arch City Now. If you want to jump on the phone lines, you can do that as well, 855-282-8255. And, of course, you can always live stream us on X, Facebook, and YouTube. Producer Rice here. I'm Vic Faust. We'll take a quick break and be back right after. Happy Monday, December 22nd. We are live, bright-eyed, ready to go on a Monday morning. Merry Christmas, St. Louis area. That's right. It is Christmas week, just a few days away. The holiday season is here. The new year right around the corner next week. And we are here taking you till 8 o'clock. Producer Rise alongside. I'm Vic Faust. It's Arch City now. We're here Monday through Friday, 6 to 8 a.m. Appreciate you guys being with us. Jumping in on the show if you want to on X, Facebook, and YouTube, giving us your opinions, saying hi, whatever the case may be, or just sitting back and enjoying the shows that we put together. Hot Take Central 2.0 with the former Blue Cam Jansen follows us, and Cardinals broadcaster Jim the Cat Hayes. They're there from 8 to 10 o'clock. And then today on Monday, from 10 to 11, it is the MIZ STL show. Myself, Grant Salzman, talking Mizzou football and Mizzou basketball. The bowl game for Mizzou football Saturday. Not quite sure what kind of a team Mizzou's going to show up with all the transfers on offense and maybe a couple guys opting out. We'll see what that is. We'll break that game down for you. But also tonight, the preview, the annual bragging rights game. Mizzou, Illinois, 7 o'clock, Enterprise Center. The Illini coming to the game with an 8-3 record, but they're ranked 18th in America. They've played a tough schedule, 8th toughest schedule in America to date. While Mizzou has, I think, the 97th strength of schedule. They're 10 and what are they? Mizzou 10-2. But they lost to the two teams that were favored to beat them. So time for Mizzou to see what they can do tonight. 8.5-point underdog, by the way, against the Illini. But we all know bragging rights games, rivalry games, who knows what can happen. We have seen this happen before, especially in St. Louis. But it's just always fun this time of year when you get this game because, the holiday season, rivalry, orange and blue, black and gold, if you want to call us gold. I still don't know what our cold, it's actually called Old Gold, Mizzou, by the way. But we've had so many different variations of gold over the last 30 years. It's like, huh? What are we? What color? There was a time where our unis at Mizzou, when I first arrived, like the year right before I got there, they almost looked, they're like Colorados. It was like Colorados. It was Colorado. It was like this, like a pale gold.
That's what I was about to say. Because when my mom went to Mizzou and she had her Mizzou gear and stuff, and her football friends, and her I think my godmother played volleyball there too. So she had her stuff, and I'm like, why does the gold look so dark and different?
It's
so many different changes.
And now it's almost like a yellow gold.
Yeah, yellow.
It's I don't know. We can't ever get it right. It's weird. It must be a weird color. Anyway, I digress from that standpoint. That's going on tonight.
Actually, now that I think about it, when I do graphics, gold is the hardest color for me to figure out, because now that I think about it, when I'm trying to get the right color coding, there's a yellow gold, there's the gold that's like that, and it's always either too dark. I don't want it to look brown, but I don't want it to look like yellow. So it's really hard to figure out gold.
No, that's interesting. I'm glad to hear that, because right now, Mizzou's football uniforms, they look like Iowa. That's what I say. And we never used to look like Iowa. But now we're supposed to be old gold. But whatever. Like Iowa say they're black and gold, but Iowa's black and yellow. Iowa says we're black and gold. That's black and yellow. Black and yellow.
It's like the Steelers.
Yeah. And that's kind of who Mizzou looks like. I don't know. I like the gold. And now Vanderbilt that's another kind of gold. I mean, that's. But that's the gold that I liked.
The old one?
Like the Colorado gold.
Yeah, I
the
like
Vandy gold. But they call themselves gold. So you've got Mizzou. Mizzou says black and old gold.
This old gold yellow?
No. Yeah.
Because that's yellow. I don't. Because I can look up the color old gold on my editing softwares too. That is not. I don't know.
I
Yeah,
don't
that
know.
is not what Mizzou's color is right now. The old gold is like what the alphas have. That's gold.
What do you mean the alphas?
The Divine Nine fraternity. They have that old gold that's like the Saints color, kind of but a little lighter.
Yeah.
That's what I see gold. That's when I edit, I use that color. But the bright yellow, that's like yellow.
Like my jerseys from Mizzou when I played, my son looked at them in the last year. He's like, those look really different and weird. I mean, we look like the New Orleans Saints at one point in time when I first got to Mizzou.
That's what I remember when like my mom showed me old stuff. That's what she had.
And I don't know. It just,
I like that.
yeah, whatever the case, Mizzou back in action tonight. The Blues play tonight. So you've got basketball at 7. The Blues are at 6, trying to win again. They look damn good, beating up Florida over the weekend, 6-2. Jake Neighbors looked really good. Just a few points out of the final playoff spot for right now. They have a chance to actually get back to a 500 record tonight, 15-15. So you're saying there's a chance. Yeah, there's a chance. They're in Tampa. Let's go Blues. They've got the whole week off. They'll come back to Enterprise Saturday night. And that's when Mizzou has their bowl game. So you got that back at Enterprise. They'll have the week off, Christmas week off. Get a much needed win tonight. Come on, that will feel so good. Be sitting at 15-15 for the rest of the week. Heck yes. That would be really, really, really nice. Man, you know, I was just looking at this, my friend. Because we cover all things St. Louis and other stories, making news around the world, headlines, things of that nature in the country. But I feel bad. Man, I guess I don't feel bad, but it just goes to show you can be worth what? You can be damn near a billionaire and still not be happy. This last weekend, Tom Brady was posting pictures after Gisele's announcement of getting married. I don't know if you saw any of this stuff. He, they made that decision. Well, he posted Logic's song. He posted a Logic song after Gisele's marriage announcement. Does he have a song called Forever Young?
Let me pull it up. I do not listen to Logic. So let me pull that up. I'm pretty sure.
Yes, I don't know if it was legit or not, but whatever. Probably just joking, or somebody's probably having some issues there. Hope Tom Brady should be living his life.
Yeah, come on, Hunk, for the GOAT. Come on. Can't be tripping right now. Man, Hunk. Can't be going out like that.
No, I'm sure he's going to be just fine. Just fine with Tom Brady. Other news coming up at 7:30. We were talking about a little earlier just to promote the show and who we have coming up from that standpoint. Gretchen Minges with Advantis Development Group. She was supposed to join us live in studio to talk about their development downtown. They've been trying to revitalize the landing for some years now and having a lot of success at the same point in time. Super positive story from downtown. And you may not know about what's happening downtown and some of the progress and how things can change when people put money into it. They put effort and what's actually going on. We just love to see the positivity downtown and all the people who are actually like moving in. Yeah, that's happening. Those things are happening right now. So we'll talk about that. She'll be here. They got some other projects that are going on. Because back in the day, my friend, Laclede's Landing was where everybody went. It was packed back in the day. And it would be so cool if it could ever get that way again. Will it happen? I don't know. We'll talk with Gretchen about that, but we certainly want to talk about the positivity about some of those things that are certainly going on right now downtown. If you haven't seen yet, you didn't, from a standpoint yesterday, NFL action, kind of wide open, incredible game Saturday night with the Bears beating the Packers. Yesterday, not as many exciting games, obviously, in that. That was one of the best games we've seen so far this year. But you also have an NFL game tonight. That's a big, big, big showdown where you have the Colts playing at the 49ers. So you've got a lot of TV viewing action tonight as the Christmas break is here. And by the way, if you haven't looked at the weather for the week, holy moly. Depending upon which weather app you're looking at, whether it's local news, weather apps, I mean, you're in the mid 50s regardless today. You're in the mid to high 60s tomorrow. Christmas Eve, you're in the 60s, mid 60s to upper 60s. Christmas Day, around 70 or above. I mean, literally, welcome to this week of spring weather. Historic warmth. Saturday, the same thing. It doesn't look like it gets back cold in the 40s until the beginning of next week, maybe Monday, Tuesday. So you have a week of the comfortable temperatures to get out and enjoy whatever it is throughout the St. Louis area. Have fun with that. By the way, we were talking about Missouri, Illinois tonight. Illinois is an 8.5-point favorite in that ball game. And I don't know why. Missouri has shown me no reason to think, but for some reason, I think they cover that spread. I do. Just because they're in Illinois, just because they're in the St. Louis area. And they just haven't played well. They haven't put together, I don't know, for whatever reason. Maybe that's the homer coming out in me because Illinois has been a better team, a much better team to start the year. If you feel like it, go get your Powerball tickets. Dun, dun, dun. Powerball's up to $1.6 billion tonight. The fourth largest prize ever in the game. See what that could be for you if you guys buy tickets. Something to get a little bit more excited about. You may see some of these things happen too when you go to games. I'm sure you've sat next to people who yell at athletes. You want to, razz the other team. But man, DJ Metcalf yesterday, receiver for the Steelers, actually went to the stands. He left the sideline area. He was pissed at a fan, grabbed him, punched him, and then went back to the bench. Yeah, that's kind of a big no-no. He shouldn't play a game the rest of the season because you can't do that. You just can't. The fan, who will be suing him, he'll file civilly. He'll make money out of it. Got exactly what he wanted. Said that he was calling him DeKalin. That's, I guess, his name. He said, quote, that's his government name. Talking about DK. DeKalin. So no curse word, just DeKalin. So DK felt like he could go over and tell this guy what he thought and then punch him. And now DK is going to lose money. He's going to lose salary. He didn't even get a chance to punch him that well. So he didn't get his money's worth. I'll tell you that much. Embarrassment. And he probably won't get to play. The NFL has to suspend him, if not for the rest of this season, at least for the playoffs, if they make the playoffs. You just can't go punching fans. You can't go to the stands and punch fans. That stuff just doesn't work. It doesn't go. It's not going to fly. It never has, and it never will. And it shouldn't. You got to be smarter than that. got to be a lot smarter from that standpoint. Other news from the weekend coming into today, the Cardinals. I don't know what to make of this. I saw this come down. This coming from the Sports Journal. And I saw the article produced by the Belleville News Democrat. It says St. Louis Cardinals broadcast future clouded by their TV partner's defaulted payment. So Main Street Sports, the corporate entity that operates FanDuel Sports Midwest, missed a payment to the team within the last week. This according to the article that was just put out. That was owed to the Cardinals for the broadcast rights for the 2026 season. Now, a senior Cardinals official confirmed that yesterday. So the Sports Business Journal first reported the missed payment yesterday morning, and it was disclosed over the weekend on a conference call with NBA teams whose rights are also held by Main Street. So the company formerly known as Diamond Sports Group, which currently holds the broadcast rights to 29 pro franchises across baseball, NBA, NHL, and the St. Louis Blues. So according to the article, the Cardinals declined to comment on the amount of the missed payment or the schedule on which the rights fees are paid, though that is part of the rights deal renegotiated between the entities last winter. I mean, what a cluster. So, at that time when they were putting that together, the Cardinals were exploring whether to continue their association with Main Street or to consider voiding the existing deal rather than accepting a significant cut to their owed fees. And it's such a crazy, crazy situation. The Cardinals restructured their deal while accepting a cut that the St. Louis Post-Dispatch reported to be about 20%. But then they had a missed payment. So the Cardinals also declined to comment on whether the current uncertainty would result in any changes to the baseball operations budget. Then they said through attrition and trades or veteran players, the team expects to have a reduced payroll next year. We know that. We've been talking about that. But Chaim Bloom said that he intends to seek further starting pitching depth. And that was even after, signing right-hander Dusty May to a $12.5 million contract. So they've got some uncertainties, that's for sure. And they did pull off another trade over the weekend, which we'll tell you about in a second. But now you've got to figure what's going on here, because the senior Cardinals official who did confirm the missed payment reiterated that fans will be able to watch every game next season via either a television subscription or a direct-to-consumer streaming service. Should the acquisition by DAZN, that's DAZN is how it is pronounced, but it's DAZN. So should the acquisition by DAZN collapse and result in FanDuel Sports Midwest being shuttered, the Cardinals would they would utilize the same MLB media distribution model. It's used by all the teams that exist right now, the rights deals. So, what's happened to broadcasting? Just a lot of really bad decisions. Who they're putting on, who's anchoring, who's reporting. It's like, come on, give the fans what they want. All of these TV deals have just really been a nightmare, an absolute nightmare. And of course, the missed payments, just the latest in a series of, cash-related moves, they say, by the network and its corporate parent over the past 6 months. The Blues, they consolidated their broadcast, as we saw. They do a joint production now, both TV and radio. John Kelly moved on. Team officials denied that it was made for financial reasons, but I don't know about that. So we'll see. I just like myself some Jim Hayes. Just like Jim talk all day and all night. Can't get enough of Jimmy. It is 7:25. on a Monday morning, December 22nd. We are Art City now. We're here Monday through Friday, 6 to 8 a.m. Producer Rise here as well. I'm Vic Faust. Busy day of activities and sports. What else is going on in your neck of the woods? Any stories that we're not talking about, let us know. We'll continue to do that. One of those stories also is Wilson Contreras now being traded for pitcher Hunter Dobbins and a couple minor league pitchers. We'll see how it all works out. Second time, by the way, the Cardinals and Red Sox hooking up for trade. The Cardinals had to get rid of some people. It's not stopping. They'll probably continue to move on and see what they can do. Of course, last week they traded Sonny Gray to Boston, and then they signed the aforementioned Dustin May. He finished last season with the Red Sox. And it was interesting because Contreras, like Sonny Gray, agreed to waive his no-trade clause to go to Boston. So he has 2 years remaining on a contract. Not sure, how much of the remaining contract the Cardinals have agreed to pay. There are some reports out there, but you know what? We kind of hated Contreras as a Cub, loved him as a Cardinal. Didn't necessarily get treated perfectly in every situation, but damn, he showed up. He tried to work hard. So wish him the best as he moves on. There's a couple other, prospects, minor league prospects. Don't need to spend a ton of time getting into that, but those are some of the things that they're doing. They're going to continue. Dobbins, by the way, which is interesting. He's only 26, made his major league debut with the Red Sox last year. Ironically, in a game against the Cardinals on April 6th, he allowed only 2 runs over 5 innings. And he ended up tearing his ACL, but apparently has a lot of talent, a lot of potential. And it's exactly what the Cardinals need. They need some pitching help. And that's where Hein Bloom is, trying to see what he can do to get all those things put back in order. Wish him the best. Let's go with the Cardinals from that standpoint. Monday Night Football also going on tonight. Talked about it a little bit earlier. 49ers at the Colts. And the 49ers are a 5.5-point favorite on the road at the Colts. You'll have a chance to watch prime time Phillip Rivers starting for the Colts. The Colts all of a sudden need to get some victories. They had some injuries, and all of a sudden, the hottest team in football became not so hot. So they're trying to see what they can get done from that standpoint, moving forward and getting better. But it's another big game, another primetime game for the NFL tonight. College football playoffs over the weekend. Anything stand out to you? The only thing that really stood out to me was the fact that the two teams that are literally given gifts, Tulane and JMU, who did not play their way into the tournament, who should not have been there over Notre Dame or Vanderbilt
or even Texas
got obliterated. Had no business being there. Can we please stop? We need to include this isn't college basketball. You've got to be a man to be able to play this sport. You've got to be able to bring the beef up front. And if you know anything about football, you look at line play. Those are the dudes. You're not able to get the big dudes, the physicality up front. You don't have it. That's where I saw it the worst with JMU and Tulane. You got to have those guys, and you don't have enough of them. That's it. Love them. Great stories. Let them have their own national championship. They're not ready for the big time. They're not ready for the Big Ten. They're not ready for the SEC. They're good, but they just don't have enough of those guys. There's some players on those teams who could start at Power 4 schools, a la the transfer portal, but they ain't ready yet. So that was a wasted opportunity because you're not getting the best teams. It's not 68 teams like college basketball. It's 12. So you mean to tell me, could you imagine if college basketball was going to do a tournament with 12 teams? Are we going to put in Cinderellas? No. You're going to put in the 12 best teams. And it's terrible that JMU and Tulane were there. Ugh. And Jamie, you made it look a little bit closer late in the game, but come on. It was never close. And it wasn't going to be close. It is what it is. So whatever, those things can happen. We move forward and so forth. It's just, so now you've got some interesting games coming up next week. And congrats to Alabama for shutting up their critics. They should have been there. They played an extra game. I don't want to hear about, they had 3 losses. Yeah, they played an extra game. They had the best stretch of the year against tough teams. That's right. They did. They deserved it. They earned it. And like it or not, we have to deal. We have to deal with Alabama making it there. So anyway, we're here. We'll take a quick break. We'll come back. We'll tell you about some of the stories. I think we'll do that with the stories with Advantis Group. Keep us posted from that standpoint. Anything else that you guys want to jump in on? Like, subscribe, share the show. You can watch us as always on X, Facebook, and YouTube. If you want to call, you can do that as well. 855-282-8255. Producer Rice here. I'm Vic Faust. This is Art City Now. We are your Lou information station. We are live and on demand at louinfo.com. Kicking off this holiday week in style. Good morning. Enjoy the weather. We'll be back right after this.
The Lou Information Station, a whole new way to enjoy content created just for those of us in the St. Louis area. It's a whole new way to advertise and promote your business. Reach out and find out just how different we are. If you're tired of one-sided advertising offerings or your traditional media rep trying to shove digital marketing down your throat, visit louinfo.com and click on advertising. Or email partnerships at louinfo.com for more information.
The choice of a lawyer is an important decision. It should not be based solely on advertisements.
Not sure how to get a lawyer after an accident? Call Brown and Crouppen. We'll walk you through it. Worried it'll cost too much? Here's a fact. At Brown and Crouppen, you pay nothing up front, and we never get paid unless you do. When you're our client, you'll have all your questions answered, all for free. Hurt? Get the facts and help you need. Call Brown and Crouppen now.
When you buy a hot tub, you want more than bubbles. You want value that lasts. At St. Louis Hot Tub Warehouse, their low overhead means premium American-made products priced better than the competition and the best price guarantee in town. They'll beat any local dealer on a comparable model. With over 38 years in business and 400-plus five-star reviews, you can trust they'll be there to service your spa long after the sale. St. Louis Hot Tub Warehouse, highest quality, best price. Visit besthоttubprices.com today.
louinfo.com news headlines brought to you by Brown and Crouppen. GetBC.com.
Your LouInfo.com news report. 9 states have already eliminated their state income tax, and Missouri lawmakers are considering joining them. They would have to work out how to replace billions in lost revenue. The proposal is expected to take center stage in the upcoming legislative session. St. Louis police are asking for the public's help in a hit and run that killed a St. Louis bicyclist. 62-year-old Craig Harris was hit near Union Boulevard and Brown Avenue as he was riding southbound. Police recovered broken pieces from a white vehicle, but have not identified a suspect. Anyone with information should call St. Louis Metro Police or Crime Stoppers. The Gateway Arch Park Foundation, which manages Gateway Arch National Parks, Philanthropy, and Conservancy, is looking to expand across the river into East St. Louis. The $380 million renovation finished in 2018 included bridging I-44 with the park, and an environmental study is underway for the potential expansion now. For the Lou Information Station, streaming 24/7 at louinfo.com and the free Lou Info app, I'm Jen Austin.
Now, louinfo.com weather, presented by STL Sports Central. St. Louis sports, anytime, anywhere.
Here's your louinfo.com weather update. Just a few clouds today and fairly mild. We'll be hitting the mid-50s. Overnight, some clouds, at least in the evening, but will clear up after midnight. We're in the mid-40s, and then we have warmer high pressure moving in on Tuesday. Sunny in mid-60s, mix of sun and clouds Wednesday and Christmas Day. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton for the Lou Information Station, streaming 24/7 at louinfo.com and the free Lou Info app.
Hot Shots Sports Bar and Grill has a new menu. Hot Shots favorites are still there, like their famous wings, tacos, burgers, and pizzas. Plus, sure to be new faves, like Big Philly egg rolls, the Bold and Hearty Slugger sandwich, the Buffalo Chicken Pizza, and 2 new wing sauces, Carolina Gold and Bourbon Glaze. And making a comeback, it's the return of Hot Shots' legendary waffle fries. So now there's even more to love at Hot Shots. Come try out the new menu at Hot Shots Sports Bar and Grill. Find the location nearest you at hotshotsnet.com.
People ask all the time, who the heck is Low Cost Airlines? Well, we're not just one airline. When you're talking to us, you're talking to everyone. We are the discount supermarket for all airline tickets. Plus, we have all the airlines and always have the best prices. American, Delta, United, plus all the specialized international airlines and a lot more. And we make it easy. We guarantee you'll talk to a live human in 60 seconds. You can have the rate you need and have your trip booked in 5 minutes. Now, how cool is that? And remember, when you're talking to us, it's like talking to every single airline available with one fast phone call. All you need to do is call and find the best prices to fly wherever it is you want to go. So are you ready? Call Low Cost Airlines right now. 800-298-0306. 800-298-0306. 800-298-0306. That's 800-298-0306.
Hey, St. Louis, looking for high-flying action and electric energy? Grab your crew, hit the road, and experience a Grizzlies game night in Memphis. An unmatched atmosphere and star-studded NBA matchups are waiting for you just down the road on I-55. There's nothing like Grizz game energy, and there's nothing like being here with 19,000 new Grizz Nation friends at FedEx Forum. Dive into the action. Follow the Grizzlies on social media and visit grizzlies.com/tickets to grab your seats today. That's grizzlies.com/tickets.
Back to more of Arch City Now with Vic Faust on the Lou Information Station. Streaming 24/7 at louinfo.com.
Hey guys, welcome back into the show, Arch City Now on a Monday morning. Merry Christmas week, baby. We are here already getting to the end of the week. No doubt about it. The fastest year in history. I don't even know where it's gone. Bragging rights game tonight, Mizzou, Illinois basketball. It's a big night. The Blues back in action as well. Weather is simply outstanding. And of course, you know what we do here on X, Facebook, and YouTube. You can jump in there if you have questions for our next guest as well. You can do that too. We appreciate it when you jump in. Or if you want to call, you can do that as well. 855-282-8255. We are your Lou Information Station. We are always live and on demand at louinfo.com. Producer Rise here. I'm Vic Faust. And Gretchen Minges with Advantis Development Group is with us. Gretchen, thanks for jumping into the studios for the first time. We appreciate it. I've known you for some years.
Yeah.
You guys have done something that when I first talked to you, I was like, oh, really? And then I came down and did a story for Fox 2 on it.
You did. You were one of the first, by the way. Thank you.
Yeah, loved it. Well, because I knew the people.
I know. And that's why I'm sitting here today, right?
And then I'm like looking around going, this development is absolutely amazing. And because of my age, I spent a lot of time on the landing.
Yep.
And I remember how it was the spot, the place to be, and how it could be so great. And then I'm looking around at your guys' developments going, are these booked? Are these rented out? And you're like, yeah. So if you could let everybody know who you are and what you guys are doing downtown.
Great. So Gretchen Minges with Advantis Development. Glad to be here this morning. We have been, my partner Brian Minges and I have been developing in the city of St. Louis for almost 20 years now. We did a bunch of St. Louis public schools, converted them into apartments. And in 2017, Brian found Peeper Lofts, which was then Bi-State Metro's headquarters that they had abandoned. It was like 100,000 square foot on Laclede's Landing. And I said, we're developing where? And
what year was that?
That was 2017. So the same as you, I had never been there during the day.
Yeah.
So had no idea the beauty, the neighborhood, which it is now, because there was no residential. It was 42 bars at one point.
Did you grow up in the area too?
I did. So I did my bachelorette party on the landing. I've danced on many of the countertops of buildings I own. Been there, done that, stumbled those cobblestones many times. So I did not want to go down there at all. I mean, just like everyone else in St. Louis, I had the misconception going downtown was just going to be this awful thing. Yet 2 years later, we bought 5 buildings in December of 2019 on the landing right before a global pandemic. So it was great timing.
Okay. So Advantis, you guys bought the buildings. What was the situation like? What did it look like when you purchased the buildings there?
So when we bought Peeper originally, there was still some businesses going on, but they were all just holding on at the end of the arch ground renovations and everything.
Oh, yeah.
So it was whatever could survive at that point, in all honesty.
2017, 2018.
Correct. So there were a couple businesses, but I mean, it was tough. COVID wiped out all those businesses, along with the buildings that we bought. We got down to the studs and do historic renovations. So we would have to let everybody out of their lease. So we had to pretty much shut down all retail on the landing as we were converting everything.
So you guys buy these buildings, you develop them, and you all of a sudden start getting people who want it. They want to live there. Now, keep in mind,
it didn't happen overnight, but yes, it is. We do the first floor. We try to keep first and lower level. We do retail, commercial space. We need to get some operators. That's our biggest struggle right now. And second floor and vertical is residential apartments. And we've recently turned a corner into doing a lot of corporate and short-term rentals, and working with city leadership, believe it or not, to have it be a tourist attraction.
well, you need to work.
Amazing concept.
You need to work with city leadership.
It's been a very refreshing change to have new
You
leadership.
see, it's interesting you talk about that because I spent 11 years of my life in Detroit and I saw city
That's right.
leadership working
Right.
with businesses like yours. And guess what? It works.
Well, and I think you and I have been here for a while. We understand how this works. I've been here my whole life. We have a very negative view of each one of our neighborhoods, and we don't want to work together, and we fight for the little scraps of resources. And so I think we've seen firsthand, I've been there myself, this fight or flight mentality where everyone's trying to grab the same resources instead of working together for the greater good. And it's been amazing the last 6 months to year. I have seen some downtown business leaders who've been in lawsuits with the different nonprofit organizations, and everybody's sitting at the same table now talking and saying, okay, this doesn't work. How do we get there? How do we work together? Which we still all have a ways to go. Money is obviously the biggest thing for everyone, but it's such a refreshing feel for everybody to kind of be like, we've got all these problems. Let's agree upon them. How do we start coming up with short and long-term solutions?
So when you talk specifically about Advantis and the tenants that you have, why are people renting out, and how much at capacity are you guys at all of the
Our residential is doing great. We're over 95%.
I mean, and how many buildings?
We own 6 buildings. We got one still to finish. We have one that is finishing right now that will actually be all corporate rentals because we're doing that well in that industry.
So you at least have four buildings right now that are
we all have
that
5
are rented.
Yes, we have 4 full, and then we'll have the other one is the corporate, so it's got a full lease.
And these are all on the landing.
They're all on the landing, and we have a great little like bodega called Cobblestone, which is 6,000 square foot. They have a little bar, a coffee bar, a little grocery store, so deli. It is great to have them in the neighborhood. I know like a lot of the professional athletes that stay with us when they're in town go down there. You see them hanging out. SLMPD has been amazing.
I'm glad to hear you say that and give them a shout out.
Oh, we couldn't have done it without them. Like they are what kept us fighting to go forward, to be honest.
Well, okay, you took us up. Why do you want to give them a credit? What are they doing that you want to give them a shout out?
I think for so long I was going to the media screaming for attention for the negative things that were going on in our neighborhood because I felt like the previous administration wasn't listening. And there was a couple officers who had our back and just kind of kept fighting with us to make us understand that we weren't alone. That kind of
what kind of negative things were going on? If you could,
we had a homeless.
This is a positive story.
Oh no, for sure. But you can't ignore the reality of it.
Exactly,
100%. I'm not going to try to sugarcoat anything. No, there was a homeless encampment on city property, and it was on the old Port Cachere, which the Admiral used to be docked at, and it was removed a year and a half ago with a lot of help and assistance from SLMPD.
And let me guess, things changed.
Our crime rates are almost non-existent right now.
In the city of St. Louis, on the landing.
Yeah. And it made us realize that how to be able to block and tackle and have people thrive in a downtown area and come down, and perception's not reality. Everybody who comes down has the same thing you just said, the nostalgia of the landing. Everybody wants to see it succeed, but they also come down and they're like, oh, I thought it was going to be terrifying down here. They have no clue what it looks like today because we don't have a lot to bring down because we need retail right now. So we have been quiet about what we've been doing too, because you get one first impression in this, especially in this city. So you get people to come down and there's not like activities, you're not going to get them to come back a second time.
Well, so how many people are we talking about? How many units rented out
I think we'll be at like 200 at the end of
Oh
this
my
month.
God. And who are these people?
They're anywhere from professional athletes to young professionals to downsized couples, which I was surprised to see. It's a little bit of everything. That's actually the most refreshing. And even how we design our residential apartments, our in-house designer wants to kill me, because we wanted to do a bunch of 1-bedroom, 1-baths for a while because that was the cheapest, easiest price per square. Now we're seeing people who we never thought we could get before paying a higher premium for bigger units and wanting to be down there and have the river views, have the arch views, have the walkability of a neighborhood, but still be in the heart of downtown.
Well, see, and I would think if you have business and thriving business within the city, it would make even more sense.
That would make sense. The problem is you're not going to get office space to fill like it used to. Like, this is where St. Louis has to reimagine what is our downtown.
I don't know what you do with that, though.
It's tourism. It's the only thing that works. And there's a lot of people downtown who are finally starting to realize that and coming together and talking. The new leader of Explore St. Louis, Brad Dean, is awesome.
Yeah, we did a couple stories about him. I haven't had a chance to meet him yet.
I'm very
I hear
hopeful.
nothing but good about Brad.
And his energy is great, which we could all use desperately right now. The new leader of Greater St. Louis, Ron Kitchens, he's got great energy that's coming in town right now. Mayor Spencer, I mean, that woman she is working her rear end off.
I'm glad to hear that too.
She is. She's got a lot to deal with, but she's always receptive. I mean, every time I see her, she'll answer a text. She wants to be a part of the solution.
Really?
Is it as quickly as I would like? No, but she's got a lot to battle, and she is a big supporter of the riverfront, along with our comptroller, who I didn't realize this till recently, is the one who signs leases for a lot of city properties. So like when you have an empty, abandoned port that's not an encampment anymore, we don't want to block and tackle our neighborhood anymore. We want to activate it. We want to thrive. We want people to come to the arch grounds and have things to do. And so how do you do that? We actually have an operator who came to us and wants to do like an open air market and have different vendors down under the port and actually have people coming down and visiting. And the good thing for us too is we have retail to fill. So it gets small businesses who don't want to invest in brick and mortar right now to come check out the market. And it also gives visitors a reason to come down and actually see what's going on.
That's what I said. We got to get people if they go down. I go down every now and then.
Yeah.
But then it's like, why and how can you draw people in?
Correct.
And because one of our stories today was and businesses come and businesses go, but we are up after 11 years. Now, I don't know all the specifics of why they're closing and what's going on, but the perception reality. So Wheelhouse is closing. I don't know if somebody else is taking it over or what's happening.
I don't know either. I do know there's a lot of chatter. It was becoming a nuisance property.
There you go.
And so, but that once again is the bigger problem. And we dealt with this in the Cleves Landing. That's why we have nothing left right now. People they get in this fight or flight mentality where they have to fill their retail to afford their mortgage, and they let businesses operate in a manner that probably isn't best for the greater good. And
well, it makes sense.
My perception, and I have no fact on this, is Wheelhouse was probably allowing things to happen that they shouldn't. Our city leadership was allowing things, and along with law enforcement, that are all cyclical. They all go hand in hand. We have to have criminals be prosecuted. We have to have laws be enforced, or these businesses can't operate.
It makes sense.
You can't keep pointing fingers. Like, I also don't want to hear city leadership say this is a nuisance property, but yet they allowed this to happen right outside. Like, you can't have double standards as to what you allow on your streets.
You're pretty black and white.
Oh, I am.
That's why you guys have had success, you and your partner, Brian. And I've had the opportunity to see what you guys have done, the work that's gone into it, the success that you guys are having. The fact that you have professional athletes, you have Cardinal players and families and wives living in these facilities downtown. I'm curious, when you talk to people and you tell them what you do, or they ask, are they surprised too to find out, wait a second, the landing is booked up right now?
Oh, always.
Because when you first told me,
that is usually how I hear everything. But then they come down, or when they come down, their perception is completely blown away. And that is the coolest thing for us to finally start seeing, is when people come down, it's like, oh my God, it's not what I thought.
Talking with Gretchen Minges from Advantis Group, one thing that I got excited about when I saw the involvement is Bob Laughlin, because Bob is not going to get involved in anything. I just don't see when he has such a commitment to the city.
Laughlin's are great. I couldn't do it with. I mean, they're a huge piece of downtown.
So you work with them as well.
We do, and just met with them recently, and we're actually trying to jointly work on a project. Has a long ways to go, but it would be how do we support each other in activating and retaining where people don't just come down once, but they can come multiple times. So, the Polar Express does really well for them in the winter.
Okay.
The Polar Express runs right through Laclete's Landing. I'm just going to leave it at that.
Yeah.
And, we have talks, and it's still big dreams. And there's a lot of people that have to be in play of making it where you can go visit one attraction, go visit the other. And how do we feed off of each other and have people come down and not just stay for 2 or 3 hours, but actually come back and do multiple things?
You're down there all the time. If someone were to say, Gretchen, is it safe? What am I going to come down? What do you tell them?
I walk around with my children. I don't think twice. I'm not naive. I don't walk around anywhere with my head in my phone, not paying attention.
No, you're not that.
So I don't walk around armed. Everyone can choose what they want to do. I'm down there every day walking around by myself. I'm always cognizant of my surroundings. But what is your definition of safe? I've never had an issue happen to me. And the things that go on downtown are annoying sometimes, but I never have felt like my life is in any danger.
So what do you see happening besides what you've told us regarding maybe the next year? Ideas, plans, hopes, dreams from that standpoint, when you're in these meetings and talking with people who have the power and the ability to make change?
I think the big thing behind closed doors is changing the perception of downtown and changing the safety. There is still a component. I'm not gonna sweep that under the rug. How do we come together to start slowly fixing that gap? But at the same time, you also still have to attract and retain businesses or conventions or how do we get activation? Because when there is stuff going on, you don't see the crime and all of that. It happens when there's nothing going on and things are abandoned and vacant. So how do we start getting life back there? And so I think that's where everybody's sitting at the table trying to figure out what is the next solution. That's where O'Loughlin's and I have talked about, how do we work off each other? How do we feed off of each other? Arch to Park is doing Millennium right now. Huge. Great Rivers Greenway has a trail down on the riverfront that they want a flood wall open. I will not let the flood wall be opened. And it's very much me, and everyone's very sick of it until we activate our riverfront. Because
there you go.
I don't want to like close roads and not have my neighborhood passable. But I'm also not going to allow dead spots for criminal activity to occur. Because
especially if you've lived it, you understand it.
So the key is activating. Don't just try to block and tackle forever. And
I mean, I saw pictures of people like falling into your windows or throwing stuff through broken windows.
Yep.
And the one thing you don't want to do is open a business, spend money, time, resources, and then have people destroy it. You have to take care of the issue.
You do.
It's amazing how much great and positive can happen afterwards.
It is. And it's amazing how much more resilient and how much more you can keep going forward when you're feeling that positive energy, because it is heavy. It's exhausting. So when you're putting out fires day after day, it makes you just want to run away. So it's so refreshing to finally start working with administration, different leaders, and coming up with solutions.
This is great for a Monday morning. I'm excited about it. Seriously. You're like, Vic, a Monday morning. I'm like, yes, we need some positive vibes to start it out.
I always say I've never felt so close to failing and succeeding in my life. It's so cool what we've accomplished, but we have to fill commercial space.
Well, we got about 2 minutes left. Really quick. Can you just talk about why people are renting your spaces and how they can find out more about Advantis? I mean, can they get...
Yeah, clearly I was not prepared.
I know, I got
Advantis Group. I know if you search it, you can find all of our apartment buildings. We're on Zillow.
I've walked through. I videotaped. They're so nice.
Our units are amazing. We do a very. I mean, we don't.
They seem like they were fairly competitive. I mean, comparable from a price standpoint as well.
They are. I mean, it's a weird market downtown, so you've got prices all over the board. But no, the prices are actually extremely reasonable. The quality is. We don't buy and renovate to sell. We buy and renovate to hold. We manage in house. We're very much a family oriented business. Brian and I are on site almost every day. We go into picking out the details, and we're also there to manage the day-to-day operations. So I think one of the biggest positives about our neighborhood is that people feel like they're a part of a community, and that's hard to do in an urban area.
Wow, it's amazing. Gretchen, we appreciate you joining us today, and continued success with everything that is going on.
Thank you.
Keep us posted. Thanks for coming in on a Monday morning as well. I know that's not always the best or easiest thing to do.
Got me up moving.
But do you have, if anybody else wanted to get involved and try to help, or if they want to know about opportunities working with you guys or alongside, how can they get in contact with you guys? Is there a best way? Is there a number? Is there a website? Is there an email?
If you want to go to Advantage Group, I think it's.
No, that's fine.
Just Google Advantage Group, and everything's pretty easy
Advanced
to find
Development
right there.
Group from that standpoint.
Or obviously, since they listen to your show, they can reach out to you, and you can always
Yeah,
contact.
absolutely.
So Brian and I are both very involved. Our neighborhood's a Main Street. Brian's president. I'm on the board. We're very involved from a global level of the whole neighborhood.
I mean, it's exciting to hear when you get that. And then obviously, well, I mean, I know it doesn't get all the way down there, but I still remember if we could get people going down to the landing. I mean, you have a huge game night. You have the bragging rights game. You have Missouri, Illinois downtown.
Right.
And I know a lot of people coming from the Illinois side as well, where the landing is a huge, huge opportunity. If people are crossing the river, it's like, oh, we got this place to go and do whatever it is that we want to do.
Well, and we usually now have those people staying in our short-term rentals and loving and coming back down. And like, they're like, oh, wow, this is great. Now it's time for them to have the cobblestone's great, but it's also time for us to have more restaurants and places for people to hang and actually enjoy it, not just stay in their units.
All right. Gretchen Minges with the Advantis Development Group. Thanks again, my friend. I appreciate it.
Vic.
Merry Christmas. Monday morning. We've got it rocking and rolling. Guys, we appreciate you being with us today and every day, Monday through Friday, 6 to 8 a.m. Hot Take Central 2.0 is coming up next with the former Blue Cam Jansen and Cardinals broadcaster Jim the Cat Hayes. Of course, we'll be back tomorrow at 6 a.m. as well. Illinois fans, yeah, enjoy your team, but yeah, go Mizzou tonight. They're an 8.5-point underdog. Blues in action again tonight as well at Tampa. Enjoy the day. As always, stay positive. Have a great day. For producer Ryan, Vic Faust, that does it for our show, Arch City Now. We'll see you back tomorrow morning at 6 a.m.
Jim, this is good.